Carlos Sainz is having a difficult start to the season with Williams, and the Chinese GP was a nightmare. Why is he struggling so much with the FW47? Can he recover, or are we seeing the beginning of a crisis? Stay until the end because we're going to analyze the keys to his problems and whether a solution is in sight. Do you think Sainz will be able to adapt to the Williams soon, or will it be a difficult season for him? Let me know in the comments. Carlos Sainz joined Williams with the expectation of becoming the cornerstone of the team's rebuilding project. His signing was a strategic move for both him and the British team, but the first challenges have not been long in coming. The Chinese Grand Prix, the first sprint event of the season, has exposed Sainz's difficulties adapting to the FW47. During sprint qualifying, he was eliminated in SQ2 and will start from 13th place, while his teammate Alex Albon managed to advance to SQ3 and secured 9th place on the grid. This difference in performance within the same team makes it clear that the Spaniard has not yet found a way to extract the car's full potential. The lack of track time has been a determining factor in this more complicated than expected adaptation. Sainz has indicated that he still needs more mileage to understand the car and adjust his driving style to its characteristics. Compared to his time at Ferrari, where he perfectly understood the car's behavior and how to push in qualifying, he is facing a learning process from scratch at Williams. The sprint format of the Chinese Grand Prix has exacerbated the situation. With only one practice session before qualifying, opportunities to experiment with different setups and find the right balance have been minimal. Unlike a traditional weekend, where progressive adjustments can be made over 3 practice sessions, in a sprint event, decisions must be made quickly, which has made the Spanish driver's adaptation even more difficult. On a technical level, the biggest challenge has been the balance of the FW47. Sainz has mentioned that he can't find the right balance in the car's setup, which prevents him from improving his times from one session to the next. In sprint qualifying, his pace in SQ2 was no better than in SQ1, which shows that he's struggling to extract performance at key moments. While other drivers manage to improve as the session progresses, Sainz has been limited by a car that doesn't respond as he expects. Another key aspect is confidence behind the wheel. In Formula 1, a driver needs to feel completely comfortable with their car to be able to push it to the limit. Sainz has acknowledged that he still doesn't feel at home in the Williams, which translates into more forced and less natural driving. In contrast, Albon, who has been with the team longer and knows the FW47's behavior better, has managed to adapt more efficiently to the demands of the car and the Shanghai circuit. Beyond the technical aspects, the psychological component also plays an important role in this adaptation. Sainz has moved from Ferrari, a top-tier team with competitive cars at every race, to Williams, a rebuilding team still struggling to reach the midfield. This shift in expectations and goals requires a significant mental readjustment. While at Ferrari his goal was to fight for podiums and wins, at Williams the priority is to maximize every opportunity to score points. The start of the 2025 season has already presented obstacles for Sainz. In Australia, he managed to qualify in a competitive position, but was unable to complete a single lap of the race due to a mechanical issue. This retirement has robbed him of crucial mileage in race conditions, further delaying his adaptation process to the FW47. The conditions of the Shanghai circuit have added an additional layer of difficulty. With long, medium-radius corners demanding braking and one of the longest straights on the calendar, this track tests the car's balance and stability during changes of direction. Wind has also been a factor, affecting the car's aerodynamic behavior and complicating performance consistency lap after lap. The first races of the season have made it clear that Sainz's adaptation to Williams will be a longer and more complex process than anticipated. Despite promising preseason results, the reality of the championship has tested the Spaniard's ability to adapt to a car with very different characteristics than those he was used to at Ferrari. Working closely with the Williams engineers will be key to finding solutions that will allow him to gain confidence and extract the full potential of the FW47 in the upcoming Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz has pointed out that one of the biggest challenges he faces with the Williams FW47 is finding the right balance for the car. Since the first track sessions, he has experienced difficulties getting the car to respond predictably in qualifying and the race, something essential for any driver seeking to extract maximum performance at key moments. The balance issue directly affects the car's stability at different stages of the lap. During low-speed corners, Sainz has noticed unstable behavior, making it difficult for him to attack the more technical sections of the circuit without compromising traction at the exit. In medium and high-speed corners, the car appears to suffer from suboptimal weight distribution, generating oversteer in some sectors and understeer in others. This inconsistency in the FW47's behavior has prevented Sainz from fully trusting the car's ability to respond to his steering adjustments. Another factor affecting his qualifying performance has been the lack of progression between sessions. Typically, drivers manage to improve their times as qualifying progresses, as track grip increases and conditions favor improved performance. However, Sainz has struggled to follow this natural progression, remaining stuck at times similar to those he set in SQ1 when he advanced to SQ2. This pattern has been a recurring problem in his first qualifying sessions with Williams, indicating a problem with the way the FW47 behaves when it is pushed to its maximum performance over a single lap. The car's response to the tires has been another factor that has complicated Sainz's adaptation. At the Shanghai circuit, tire wear is a key factor due to the combination of long straights and long radius corners that subject the tires to constant stress. Sainz has struggled to keep the tires within the optimal temperature window, something his teammate Alex Albon has managed to manage better. This difference in adaptability between the two Williams drivers suggests that Sainz is still in the process of understanding how to work with the tires on the FW47 to maximize performance in qualifying and the race. In addition to the car's structural issues, Sainz faced an unexpected issue during sprint qualifying in China: an odd feeling in the seat. Although it may seem like a minor detail, any issue with the seat can affect the driver's comfort and driving precision, as it is the primary point of contact with the car. Any unexpected movement or lack of adjustment can make driving more difficult, especially in sessions where every millisecond counts. The windy conditions in Shanghai were another factor that complicated the handling of the FW47. Sainz mentioned that the car feels different on this circuit due to the wind gusts that affect aerodynamic stability. Formula One cars are extremely sensitive to changes in wind direction and strength, as any variation can alter downforce and change the car's balance mid-corner. This instability means drivers have to constantly adjust their driving style to compensate for the effects of the wind, something Sainz is still trying to understand with the FW47. One of the most worrying issues is that, due to the sprint format of the Chinese Grand Prix, opportunities to make adjustments to the car's setup have been extremely limited. After the sole free practice session, the team had to lock in the FW47 setup for the remainder of the weekend, meaning that any issues detected in qualifying can't be corrected until after the sprint race. This leaves Sainz in a difficult situation, as he won't have any time to tweak key aspects such as the suspension, aerodynamics, or brake distribution before his next outing. Another factor influencing Sainz's adaptation is the philosophical difference between the Williams FW47 and the Ferrari he drove in previous seasons. Each team develops its car with a particular focus, and while Ferrari has worked on cars that favor cornering stability and predictable acceleration response, Williams has taken a different approach to its design. This change means Sainz needs to modify his driving style and adapt his approach to qualifying and the race, something that takes time and cannot be achieved immediately. Despite all these challenges, Williams is confident that Sainz and his engineers will be able to find solutions to improve his performance in the upcoming races. The team has invested in improving its technical structure and has brought in key talent in recent months, which could help develop the FW47 in a direction that better favors Sainz's driving characteristics. However, time is a critical factor in Formula One, and every weekend that passes without finding the right balance could jeopardize its championship results. The key to improving his performance with the FW47 will be identifying which specific aspects of the car need adjustments and how he can adapt his driving style to make the most of the current technical package. Adaptability is one of the qualities that has defined Sainz's Formula One career, and this new challenge with Williams will test his ability to overcome difficulties and find solutions within a team that is still in the process of growth. The start of the 2025 season has been more challenging than expected for Carlos Sainz at his new team, Williams. The Chinese Grand Prix exposed the difficulties he faces adapting to the FW47, with car balance issues, a lack of progress in qualifying, and limitations stemming from the sprint format. However, it is still early in the season, and there are several areas Sainz and Williams can work on to improve their performance in upcoming races. One of the first steps to addressing this situation will be to accumulate more mileage with the car. Sainz has stated on multiple occasions that he feels he hasn't had enough track time yet to fully understand the FW47's behavior and adjust his driving style accordingly. Every additional lap he completes in practice, qualifying, and the race will be critical in gathering information that will allow him to identify which setups work best for his driving style. Teamwork with the Williams engineers will be key in this process. Sainz has great analytical skills and has proven in the past that he can actively contribute to the car's development. Accurate and detailed communication with the technical team will be crucial to enable them to make effective adjustments to the car's setup. Balance has been one of the main issues so far, so different approaches to weight distribution, suspension, and aerodynamics will need to be tested to find a setup that allows him to feel most comfortable and confident behind the wheel. Tire management is another area that will need to be optimized. At the Chinese Grand Prix, Sainz struggled to manage tire temperatures in qualifying, which prevented him from improving his SQ 2 times. Working on strategies to better warm up the tires and extract maximum performance on the fastest lap will be essential in the following race weekends. Furthermore, understanding tire wear on long runs will allow him to perform better in races and make better use of pit stop strategies. Confidence behind the wheel will be another key element in this equation. In Formula 1, the difference between a good time and an average lap often lies in how confidently a driver pushes the limits of his car. Sainz still doesn't feel fully adapted to the FW47, and until he builds that confidence, his performance will continue to suffer. To accelerate this process, he will need to focus on specific simulator sessions that allow him to experience different scenarios without the pressure of a race weekend. The Williams team will also need to evaluate what improvements they can make to the FW47 to make it easier for Sainz to adapt. While Albon has performed better so far, that doesn't mean the car is easy to handle for all driving styles. Teams typically develop their cars with a specific philosophy that may benefit one driver more than another. If Williams can identify tweaks to the FW47's base setup that make the car more stable and predictable, Sainz will be able to feel more comfortable and begin to extract the performance expected of him. The mindset with which Sainz approaches this challenge will be crucial. He has proven himself a highly adaptable driver throughout his career, and this new challenge with Williams will be further proof of his resilience. Although the British team isn't currently a powerhouse, its medium-term project is ambitious, and if Sainz manages to establish himself as a key player in this process, he could find himself in a very favorable strategic position when the new regulations are implemented in 2026. In the short term, the main objective will be to improve his consistency in qualifying and minimize the gap to Albon in terms of performance. If he can regularly advance to SQ3 and position himself higher on the grid, he will have more opportunities to score points and demonstrate his ability. Furthermore, each good result will contribute to building his confidence and allow his relationship with the team to further solidify. The Chinese Grand Prix was a reminder that adapting to a new team and a new car isn't an instant process. Sainz still has room for improvement and many opportunities ahead to turn this difficult start around. The key will be to maintain a methodical approach, work alongside Williams to develop the car, and take advantage of every on-track session to continue his adaptation. If he can overcome this challenge, he could be the driver who leads the British team's transformation in the coming years.